Welcome back to another What My French Mom Eats in a Day, typical French meals from Provence edition. So I know you all love these videos, so my mom has agreed to share another one of her days of eating in her house near Aix-en-Provence in the south of France. Hope you enjoy!
Hi there! In the morning, I like to have a pretty balanced breakfast to keep me energized through the day. But I also need my breakfast to be pleasurable, not only nutritional. Pleasure is very important to me. During the holidays, when I have a little more time, I enjoy having a more typically French breakfast like fresh bread, jam, butter, some viennoiserie, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, sometimes both. So I think I'll start with the bread with some homemade jam. So this one is apricot and this one's strawberry. I'll also have a little bit of skyr, which is some kind of yogurt. Because we are in Provence, I will add some lavender honey. And of course I need something to drink, and this morning I'll start with a cup of tea. Hello again. I'm going to prepare some iced tea. I'm going to boil the water. This is a summer tea that I like very much. There's some lemon, lavender, peach, guava, and ginger in it. So needless to say that I just love it. You know, very refreshing. Right, I think I'm going to let it stand a little bit before putting it in the fridge, and we'll enjoy it this afternoon. In the meantime, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. Time to relax a little bit with one of my favorite books at the moment. So now it's time to prepare some lunch. Okay, so I'm going to make tomates à la provençale, which is a very popular dish in Provence. For this very simple recipe, because it's very simple, you need ripe tomatoes, salt and pepper, breadcrumbs that are going to be mixed with chopped garlic and parsley and herbe de Provence. And of course, you'll also need olive oil. You can bake those tomatoes so in the oven, but I don't want to use the oven today because it's really hot at the moment. So I'm going to cook them in a pan, all right? But first off, you need to cut the tomatoes in half. Breadcrumbs, herbe de Provence. You add the garlic, the chopped garlic and the chopped parsley, and you moisten a little bit with a few drops of olive oil. So now you place the tomatoes in a pan. Usually you place them tight if you can. And you can press down a little like this.
Ça va, ça donne trop envie en plus, il est hyper frais, c'est trop envie de faire ça.
En plus, c'est bon, hein. C'est très provençal, c'est sympa comme plat. Or olive oil all over the pan, even between the tomatoes, okay? You need quite a lot of olive oil, you know. This is a side dish only, all right? You need something else for your lunch. So I'm going to cook some rice, and I'm going to make a cheese omelette, you know, for the proteins, you know. So I've just started to boil the water for the rice. All right, so the water is boiled, so I'm going to cook some rice. Okay, I've just, some butter is just melting a little bit for the omelette. In case you wouldn't know, you need eggs. So usually I count 2 eggs per person, but you know, it just depends on your appetite, you know. Some people use 3, 4, even 5 eggs for just themselves, so just depends on people. Just a little bit of soy cream and the grated cheese. Okay, the butter is melted. I'm not that hungry because my breakfast this morning was quite heavy, so I just need a little bit of rice for this lunch. Okay, so another break, an afternoon break this time. You remember the iced tea we prepared this morning? Now I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, refreshing. Dinner time. So tonight, as a starter, I think we'll have some melon with cured ham. This is something we often have as a starter in France, especially in the summer, of course. Then, as a main dish, I'm going to prepare a tarte à la provençale. So, of course, I will need some short crust pastry and vegetables, plus mozzarella and herbe de Provence, olive oil. So let's start with the vegetables, all right? Of course, after washing them, you need to cut them. So thin slices. So I'm going to preheat the oven. So it will be 180 degrees Celsius. First off, I'm going to cook those vegetables that I've sliced. So after a couple of minutes, you can add the pepper. All right, another couple of minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to cut the tomatoes, slices again. All right, now the courgettes. So it's time to add the tomatoes, salt, herbe de Provence, quite a lot. All right, of course you can make the dough yourself. The short crust pastry, you can make it yourself, as I sometimes do, but not tonight. And then you spread some mustard all over the dough. Avoid to put too much juice. Finally, you can add some mozzarella slices on top of the tarte. Put it in the oven, so you bake it for about 30 minutes. As usual, there are some variations for your tarte à la provençale. You can use a different vegetable. For example, some people like to use olives instead of peppers, for example. Tomato sauce instead of mustard on the dough. You can choose not to put any cheese on top. You don't have to cook the vegetables before. If you prefer, you can cut very thin slices, put them on your dough, and pour olive oil on top of them, and they will cook in the oven. All right, so as you know, a salad goes well with a tart, so I'm going to make a salad. Cider vinegar, salt and pepper as usual, olive oil, the staple. I'm going to put some grated carrots and white cabbage.
That's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.